Back in Calabar, Adaura resumed her studies as though nothing had happened. On campus, no one suspected the storm she had just survived. She tied her emotions tightly, the same way she once tied her stomach, and buried herself in lectures, assignments, and group projects. But in Lagos, Emeka, the boy who had fathered her child, was already drifting away. Since she gained admission, their relationship had thinned into cold phone calls, unanswered texts, and excuses about being busy. One evening, Adaura finally gathered the courage to call him. Her hands trembled as she held her phone, pacing the small room she shared with her aunt. "Adaura, we need to talk," she said when he picked. His voice was flat. "Talk about what?" "About us," Adaura replied softly. "You've been distant. Is there something I should know?" There was silence for a beat, then Emeka sighed. "Adaura, this thing isn't working anymore. You're in Calabar, I'm in Lagos. We hardly see each other. Maybe it's time to move on." Her chest tightened. She thought of the nights she cried alone, the child she carried and left behind, all because of him. Anger and pain boiled within her. "Move on?" she whispered, her throat dry. "After everything? Emeka, She stopped herself. She could never tell him the full truth. He cut her off, his tone cold. "Adaura, please, don't make this harder. It's better this way." The line went dead. Adaura stood frozen, the silence of her room pressing in on her. Her tears finally came, heavy and hot, but deep inside, a quiet voice whispered, "Maybe this is freedom. Maybe this is your chance to start again." Time passed. Second year slipped into third year, and Adaura focused on building a new version of herself, more guarded, more determined. She became active in her department's Students' Association, volunteered at the library, and spent less time around those who knew her past. It was there she met Chike, a transfer student from Unugu. Unlike Emeka, Chike was gentle, patient, and genuinely interested in her dreams. He admired her intelligence, teased her about her seriousness, and made her laugh in ways she hadn't laughed in years. At first, Adaura resisted. She kept him at arm's length, smiling politely, but never letting him in. She carried her secret like armor. But Chike was persistent, not in a forceful way, but with quiet consistency. One rainy evening, as they shared an umbrella on the walk back from class, he looked at her and said softly, "Adaura, you don't always have to be strong. It's okay to let someone care for you." Her chest tightened. For a moment, she wanted to tell him everything, about the nights of hiding her stomach, about the child she left in Port Hawket, about the scars of yesterday that haunted her every breath. But fear silenced her. Instead, she smiled faintly and said, "Maybe. One day." Chike nodded, as though he understood without needing the details. That was the night Adaura realized love had found her again, though forgiveness for herself, for her past, was still a long road ahead.